after starting off slow and being down by as much as 20 points in the game. Despite the Houston Rockets coming out playing bully ball like the bad boys Pistons, and the refs turning a blind eye like they were Ray Charles to all the no calls and obvious fouls. The Dallas Mavericks still found a way to win 147-136 over the Houston Rockets in overtime, our first overtime game all season. And you know what? The NBA is terrified because they don't want war with us. There isn't a single team that really wants to see this Dallas Mavericks team in a best of 7 because despite everything, despite giving the Houston Rockets a 20-point lead, we came back and we won with a clutch 3 from Dante Exum to send us to overtime, with 2 big-time threes from PJ Washington late in overtime to just solidify that game, from a 48-point performance from Kyrie Irving, Ramadan Kai, fourth quarter Kai, and Luka Doncic with a 35-plus point triple-double, icing on the cake. The Dallas Mavericks got the dub. This team is incredible. We're different. We're not the same team that we were last year. And we're going to break down this game bit by bit, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, what worked, what didn't, and how we proceed going forward. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 60.7% of you guys watching are not subscribed. That number is slowly going down day by day. But if you want to be up to date on all the live streams, the watch longs that we do, the giveaways, the news vids, and everything in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But man, like I said, this game was not pretty at all during the live stream. I mean, I never gave up hope. I can honestly say I never once gave up hope, even in deep in the fourth, in the last 6 seconds, where I thought, man, it's okay. We can lose this one as long as we don't lose too many more. We move on. But we still got time on the clock. What could happen? And well, the Mavericks happened. But not to get too ahead of myself, the way this game started was just ugly. The Houston Rockets were just hitting every shot. Our defense could not get set up. The guys looked sluggish out there. But then there was a whole lot of physicality going on. Like I said in the intro, like who are the Houston Rockets? The bad boys Pistons? There was a weird scuffle going on 2 back-to-back plays between Thompson, between Jabari and Maxi Kleber, which led to a flagrant 2 foul on Thompson, meaning he was ejected early in the game, only played about 8 minutes. And after that, you thought we could try to make a comeback. We slowly did. I want to say we did outscore the Rockets in the second quarter. We went to halftime. I think we were only down by maybe 5 or 7. Third quarter, they did outscore us by 3, but that fourth quarter we came alive. But throughout the game, it was just a matter of kill the lead, try to bring it in, stay focused. And this Dallas Mavericks team did deliver. The defense tightened up quarter by quarter. They defended better, less fouls, which we'll get into those fouls later. But less fouls and just more stops and more opportunities on offense. The shots started falling. Kyrie took over. Luka Doncic was facilitating. He was rebounding, scoring. He was doing everything that we asked Luka Doncic. And the supplementary players, all the role players that rally behind those two were doing their best. And it at times looked like it wasn't enough. Missed shots, missed wide open shots, turnovers. It was rough. But the team hung in there. The team hung in and they got the job done. But let's go ahead and look at this box score real quick. PJ Washington with 14 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 13 rebounds, with 2 of those being offensive rebounds. He was 2 of 7 from 3, but those 2 threes came clutch late in overtime to make sure we won this game. Derrick Jones Jr. had 10 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 rebounds. He shot 2 or 3 from 3. He played very well. Daniel Gafford, another rough game from Gaff, but it's okay. It's okay. We rallied behind these guys. Only had 6 points, had 2 turnovers, 1 block, 1 rebound the whole game. I didn't know it was that bad. He was 3 or 3 from the floor, but man, like I said, the Rockets were playing like bad boys Pistons defense. Gafford couldn't breathe down low. And Kyrie Irving, the man of the hour. Kyrie, 48 points. 2 turnovers, but he had 1 steal, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, was 3 of 8 from the three-point line, and 15 of 17 from the free throw line, which I don't know when the last time Kyrie went to the line more than twice in a single game. He was phenomenal. And Luka Doncic doing his thing as well. 37 points, 2 blocks, 12 assists, 9 rebounds with 2 offensive rebounds. He did have 7 turnovers, which we'll talk about, but that's fine because we won. He was 4 of 10 from 3, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. And off the bench, Maxey had 9 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, was 1 of 3 from 3. But he was 6 of 8 from the free throw line. And he was a plus 29. His defense was definitely needed. He was helping out where it was needed. Shout out to Maxey, continuing to just do the small things to help us win games. Tim Hardaway with 5 points, had 1 rebound. He was 1 of 4 from 3. Dante Exum, Dante's Inferno, came to collect. The tax man, might as well call his man the tax man the way he came to collect. 14 points, had 2 assists, 9 rebounds, with 2 of 4 from 3, with 1 clutch 3 to send it to overtime. And Jaden Hardy gave you 4 good points and 1 rebound. This Dallas Mavericks team is special. And shout out to Luka Doncic. He said this back in 2020. If you don't believe, you probably shouldn't be here. And I mean that. I got to agree with Luka. Because honestly, this team is just making doubters out of everybody. Turning doubters to non-believers to believers. You got to believe in this team. And if you're a Mavericks fan, it's okay to be more partial. Like, okay, we can't be too excited. It's the 11th seed Houston Rockets. But you have to understand the context, right? We're down by 20. Nothing's going right for us. We can argue about the refs and the free throw disparity, which we did shoot more free throws, but that was because the Rockets were fouling more. They were playing smothering defense, not allowing us to build a lead to get in a rhythm. But despite all that, we fought back. We crawled, we scratched, we clawed, we ran, we stumbled, picked ourselves back up, and ran again. This Dallas Mavericks team showed you, even on our worst nights against some of the worst teams in the league. I mean, the Rockets aren't that bad. They're 11 seed. We actually broke their 11-game win streak, and it felt like maybe they were looking for some revenge tonight. I don't know. They're now on, I think, a 4 or 5 game losing streak. Shout out to the Houston Rockets. But even despite all that, being down by 20 to a subpar team, how do we respond? Would this Dallas Mavericks team be able to do this last year? I don't think so. Would this Dallas Mavericks team last year give up early in the game? I believe so. Probably would have had garbage time in the fourth quarter, knowing that we could have came back and win the game. This Mavericks team is special. Against good teams, against bad teams, when things are working, when things aren't working. This Dallas Mavericks team, it's hard for us to lose. We are the most clutch team in the league for a reason. And it's props to everybody. It shouts out to everybody from the bench to the starters, and props out to Jason Kidd. I know a lot of people are like, why is Maxey playing so many minutes? Maxey was playing good defense. I don't know if y'all was watching that. Maxey's box score won't really pop out to you. But Maxey was playing good defense tonight, and we had to give Gafford some relief because we weren't playing Dwight Powell at the 5 today. No, sir. Maxey had to play a little bit at the 5 position. That's why he got more minutes. Gafford was in foul trouble. It wasn't really his night. But again, shout out to Jason Kidd, because a few months ago, Jason Kidd said, I like to let the players figure it out on the court. And that made a lot of us fans upset. Me personally, because I'm like, bro, call a timeout. What do you mean let them figure out? But I'm not going to lie. After tonight's game, I see it. I understand what Jason Kidd is talking about, where he allows the players to fix it on the problem with, instead of relying on the coach to bail you out every time, the other team goes on a run and the game's getting away from you. How does Kyrie and Luka lead this team on the court to fix this? Of course, Jason Kidd is still going to call timeouts, but I saw in real time this team turn it around live on the court with each possession, smarter plays, better shots, better defense. It was amazing. This team is ready, and I got to give Jason Kidd his props again. I know a lot of people aren't that high on Jason Kidd, but I'm seeing what he's doing, and I'm going to start right here and try to help change the narrative that Jason Kidd trusts this team, and this team trusts him. But I guess we also got to look at the Houston Rockets box score if you care. But Jabari Smith Jr. had 12 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. Thompson, 8 minutes before he got fouled out, had 5 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Dylan Brooks had 29 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Fred VanVleet with 24 points, had 1 turnover, 1 steal, 12 assists, and 1 rebound. And Jalen Green had 21 points, 5 turnovers, 1 block, 2 steals, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. And they got a lot of help from their bench. And Jeff Green with 7 points, Whitmore with 11, Reggie Bullock with 11. He also fouled out. Landale had 13 points, who seemed like he was just killing it down low. It felt like Landale was like Shaq. They kept giving to him in the paint. He was scoring. But like I said, we made the right adjustments. The team came together, and they made things happen. But I got to give the props to the man Kyrie. 48 points. I thought he was going to go for 50. After a while, I just lost track of how many points that he had. And to be honest with you, we talk about Kyrie a lot. How he's fourth quarter Kai. How he's Ramadan Kai. But I got a new moniker for Kyrie. And that is the Supreme Kai. He is not no normal mortal. He has ascended to the realm of the gods. He is Supreme Kai. And we got to give the man props, and we got to give the man love. And I know a lot of you guys have been bugging me about a Kyrie jersey. Don't worry. It's on the way. It's going to replace my Jaden Hardy jersey, so you guys can have Luka and Kyrie in the backdrop. Don't worry. It's coming. Kyrie, we love what you've been doing for us. But let's not forget about the segment, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And for the good, I got to give it to the Dallas Mavericks team as a whole. as a whole, despite it being ugly, despite just bad plays, bad offense, bad defense, we still hung in there and we still won. Some people were saying we're not going to win playoff series like this. I'd argue, yeah, we're not going to win if we start that way, but if we finish that way, we're going to win every time. I say it in my streams all the time. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Things happen in the middle of the game all the time, but until that final buzzer sounds off, nothing else matters. The first quarter was ugly. It was atrocious. I wasn't sure if we were going to get more than 10 points in the first quarter. But what happened throughout the game? Adjustments were made. Better defense, better offense. Better defense, better offense, Papa John's. No, I'm just kidding. But things were working for us. So shout out to the Dallas Mavericks as a whole. The good goes to you guys. The bad, it goes to the refs every single time. I mean, yeah, let's look at the free throw disparity. The Mavericks, we shot 40 of 45 from the free throw line. And the Houston Rockets shot 27 of 35. So yes, we shot more free throws, but that's also because they were actually fouling us. And there were a few no calls where you're like, yo, what are you doing? You're just standing there and watching? It's ridiculous. And there was one challenge from Coach Kidd that was successful where like, yeah, what are you talking about, refs? You're not watching this game at all. But the refs, they're bad as always. They're never on our side. Even though they did give us 45 free throw attempts, I get it. But man, it was just ugly. But speaking of ugly, the ugly goes to the Houston Rockets. Because from the tip-off, they were playing just real, I don't want to say dirty, but it felt like they were playing pretty dirty. Just the tight defense, the smothering defense, just being physical. Like, I love defense, I really do, but the game was almost non-watchable. Like, they weren't, the refs and the Rockets weren't allowing the Dallas Mavericks to even play basketball. Nothing we could do was working. I guess that's props to the Houston Rockets for playing good defense, but it resulted in 45 free throw attempts. So, in reality, how good was the defense? We still won. But man, this Dallas Mavericks team is amazing. They're going to go far. PJ hitting big-time threes in the end. But let's not forget about Dante. Dante's Inferno, the tax man who came to collect. And you know I'm going to show you guys the highlight because it was just amazing. It was 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jabari Smith is shooting free throws. He misses the first one. And as he takes that second one, clink, he misses. Rebounded by PJ Washington. Hands it over to Dante Exum. Guarded by Reggie Bullock. He hands off to Luka. Luka's pulling the defense. Gives it to Dante. Dante for three! And the rest was history. I bet that arena was just electrifying. I bet it was just monstrous. I bet the energy was just unmatched. That is the second time in like the last few, 2-3 weeks that Dante has saved this Dallas Mavericks team with just being so clutch. And Dante Exum aids in the fact that the Dallas Mavericks is clutch. How much are we paying Dante? Not enough, and I hope we can keep him long term, because if he can hit clutch shots like that in the playoffs, this team will go far. I believe that this team is ready for the playoffs now. I don't care who you put in front of us. Sure, we'll just show up and we'll win, because that's what we do. Against the good teams, against the bad teams, we find ways to win, no matter the situation. But we'll be back on Tuesday against the Charlotte Hornets. I will be going live for that game, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing we do. Check out the Twitter and the Discord. Links are in the description below. Consider being a channel member. We are doing another free jersey giveaway. The only way to enter is being a channel member. But regardless, I appreciate all the support, guys. Mavs fans for life. We here. We ready. Playoffs are right around the corner. 4 more games. We go 2-2. We still end with 50 wins. Until next time, y'all take care. Peace.